When you think of Audi in motorsports, it's easy to picture their recent triumph in the Dakar Rally, their many wins in the DTM and Le Mans, and of course the legendary Group B rally cars from the 1980s. But what many don't realize is that Audi also made waves in the American racing scene, taking on the Trans Am and IMSA series and changing them for good. After Group B was abruptly shut down in the late 80s, Audi had set its sights on America. Although they still competed in the World Rally Championship, this wasn't such a big deal across the pond, so Audi jumped into the Trans Am series. Armed with the formidable Audi 200 Quattro, they crushed the competition, so much so that the series organizers changed the rules to effectively ban them. But instead of sulking, Audi shifted gears and moved to the IMSA series, where the regulations were more forgiving and the challenge more enticing. This is where the beastly Audi 90 IMSA GTO was born. This car was barely related to the original Audi 90 save for the steel roof. Beneath that it was a full-blown racing monster with a spade frame chassis weighing in at just 900 kilograms. This low base weight gave them the opportunity to place 300 kilograms worth of ballast wherever they wanted to give the car a perfect weight distribution. At the heart of this beast was a heavily modified 2.2-litre inline 5-cylinder engine, a direct descendant of their Group B rally machine. With 720 horsepower on tap and the Quattro all-wheel drive system, Audi had created another series killer. However, Audi's pursuit of perfection meant they missed the first two rounds of the IMSA season, deeming the engine not quite ready enough for the grueling endurance races at Daytona and Sebring. When they did hit the track in the third round, they faced a rocky start plagued by reliability issues and crashes. But true to form, Audi found their stride in the second half of the season. With Hans-Joachim behind the wheel, the Audi 90 IMSA GTO won 5 of the last 7 races. Despite their late season surge, both Stuck and Audi narrowly missed out on the championships. After this brief but thrilling adventure in American racing, Audi decided to pivot their focus back to Europe, leaving the IMSA series to chase glory in the DTM. The time in the US might have been short, but it was nothing short of spectacular. When I saw Hot Wheels were releasing this Mega Bloks building set of this Audi 90 Quattro IMSA GTO, I was immediately sold. It finally arrived now, so let's go and build this monster. Before I start the build, I wanted to have a quick look first at the box. So this is a collaboration of the Hot Wheels brand and Mega Bloks, the Lego counterpart from Mattel. Both brands are actually owned by Mattel, so this collaboration makes a lot of sense. This set is of course officially licensed by Audi, who also gave their license to Lego for other models. The front of the box then looks pretty nice with a big picture of the built model on a dark background. There is a big Hot Wheels logo here in the corner, and it's made clear this is not just a toy but a collector's building set, a bit like Lego's 18 plus sets. There is also an 18 plus tag here in this corner, together with a brick count very similar to Lego sets. Furthermore, here is the Audi Rings logo and the Mega Bloks logo in this bottom corner here. The small diecast 1/64 Hot Wheels car is a nice added extra to this set. On the back of the box then is a picture of the diecast car together with the build model, now seen from the back. Here it's mentioned how big this car is when fully built, so 28 centimeters in length. In these inserts there are a few zoomed pictures of the details on this set, which really makes me want to build this set now, so let's open up the box and start the actual build. One last thing then, but I also noticed that the style of box is very different from the ones I could find online. Even the little diecast car is pointing in the other direction. But the box here seems to be more geared towards adult collectors, very much like Lego does with their adult sets. And in fact it kinda looks like a copy of the Lego adult sets packaging. It could be that they have done this only for the European market, I'm not really sure though. So let's open up the box now and see what you actually get. Of course there's a little diecast car over there, we'll have a look at that one later on. But first I'll try to find the manual. And here we go. And it actually looks pretty nice, I have to say. You can see it's all a bit more geared towards adults in this sort of collector style, in contrast a bit to the Hot Wheels branding. But you can see it's a bit more fancy looking, just like they did with the box, of course. The manual itself then contains some cool segments, like this history page of the real car, with a little picture of the real car here. And here this specification sheet is pretty cool as well. So the specs of the real car, but funnily enough, you also get the specs of the built car model. As you can see, construction year, body material, so plastic, the size of it, the number of steps, the building steps, and the piece count. And these are the specs, of course, of this built model. Here a bit more facts about the drivers and the races it competed in. The rest of the booklet, of course, is just simple building instructions. So let's now move on to the actual build then. So building this set was quite an interesting experience. It all fit together well, I have to say. There were some specific pieces as well, maybe specific to this set, I don't know, but things that you don't encounter with Lego sets, which actually could have been handy with Lego. Some printed pieces as well. This is the first of the printed tiles that you use. And yeah, it all comes along quite nicely, and very cool to see there's some small details as well, sometimes that are even hidden when the whole car is finished, I think. So it's pretty cool they still included these small details. Yeah, and all the panels, they fit nicely. And these printed pieces look very good as well. The front of the car is also very interesting to build because you have to build your own engine, let's say. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see all of these small details in the engine compartment. And it looks really nice, I think. The last few pieces are just some details of the cockpit, and then making all of the body panels, which some of them are removable, like this engine cover, as you can see. That's a pretty cool feature in this set. And as I said, yeah, finishing enough now with the windscreens and the big rear wing as well. And then just the roof, which is also removable for easy access in the cockpit. And then of course the wheels. And there you go, it took me about 3 hours something to finish this one off. And let's have a quick look at the diecast car as well. Here we go. So yeah, a little Hot Wheels 1/64 scale diecast. Looks pretty cool as well. I think the prints are really nice on this little toy car. But it's yeah, a cool little addition. Not that it has so much value, I would think. There's it's also not finished off correctly, I have to say. Like the rear wing, you can see it's white instead of red, but still cool addition. So now that the car is fully built, what do I think of it then? Well, I think the overall look is quite good. They nailed the dramatic look of this rather spectacular car. Of course, it has its limitations, as it's still a brick-built toy car and not an exact scale model replica. The front of the car is maybe the weakest part in that regard. It's a bit too squared off in my opinion, and the lights and grille should be a bit bigger and more pronounced. And this is also true for the rear lights. These two big intakes in the front bumper then are not the best, with these quite noticeable white edges showing through. A nice added bonus is the removable bonnet, revealing the somewhat detailed engine bay. However, here they made a big mistake. The car famously had a 5-cylinder engine, and as you can see on this model, only 4 cylinders are shown on the engine block. It's a bit disappointing they didn't notice that, as it was such a distinct feature of the real car. The rest of the engine looks quite good actually, and so does the rest of the interior of the car, like the cockpit. The wheels then are also pretty good, with the very fat wide tires and these dished disc rims that typified this car so much. Now, I have never built anything by Mega Bloks before, so it was interesting to see how it would compare to Lego, for example. And the bricks are nice to handle, they all click in and fit well. Mega have also made a lot of set specific pieces for this Audi it seems, and I assume they do this a lot for all of their sets. A good example of those are the front and rear windshields, these dished wheels, or the rear wing. One more good thing about this set is that it has no stickers at all. Every print on the car is actually printed on, like all of these sponsorship logos here. The car number of course, the Audi and Quattro lettering with the Audi rings, and then of course the whole cockpit dashboard. So I really enjoyed building this set and seeing the whole car come together step by step. The quality of the bricks is much better than I expected, and the whole car feels very sturdy too. It feels a bit like a mix of a Lego and Playmobil car, and you can actually play around with it if you want to. I love that they still included some nice small details in it for the car nerds to enjoy, but the 4 cylinders in the engine instead of the iconic 5 is a big mistake in that regard. Nevertheless, I think this was a very cool set to make. The addition of the die-cast version is the icing on the cake. Price-wise, it's also not too expensive at around 80 to 90 euro. For scale comparison, it's more or less a 1/15 scale model comparable to the old Lego creator Ferrari F40. This Hot Wheels Mega set then is one many car enthusiasts will like, I think. The car also looks spectacular enough to appeal to people who don't know anything about its racing heritage as well. I was really pleasantly surprised by the whole build, and I would recommend it to anyone who is into building brick car sets. So this was a quick build and review video of this Audi 90 IMSA GTO building set by Mega and Hot Wheels. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, check out the other content on the channel as well, like this Lego speed build of this incredible Jaguar XJR 9 Mach by SFH Bricks. So thanks again and see you soon in the next one.